She has always had a little bit of what I would consider just say, oh, she can be ADD from times. I say that about myself in the sense that if I'm doing something, I can get distracted over here and then forget about what I was supposed to go back and do. I also think some of that is normal, and but I did want to rule that out as a factor because if it was a factor, we needed to address it. And I knew that before she got older that we really needed to address it because that brings on its own stress. That was my main concern, was the anxiety. It wasn't anything else. I guess it sounds silly, but it wasn't anything else that went along. It was the anxiety because I felt like that was the underlying factor. But I'm not a doctor, so I didn't know. And I do realize that you have to look at the whole picture because all of the other stresses in your life contribute to that in some manner, whether you realize that that's what's causing it or not. They affect it somehow. NEBA helped to rule out ADD or ADHD for our family. And that was very important because if that was a contributing factor, I knew it was adding to the level of anxiety, whether we realized it already or not, that was something that would contribute to that. How much, we didn't know at that point. But since it wasn't a factor, we could take that off the table and look at the other things. NEBA really helped us to get a conclusive diagnosis and to rule out some factors. Also, it gave us a way to develop a treatment plan that would benefit my child each day. I think medication is medically necessary if that is what it is, if it's used for what it's intended for. However, I think it's important to know if that's actually what's going on with your child or not. And seeing someone for 10 or 15 minutes doesn't tell you that. And it was a decision we made together. It wasn't, I didn't really think anything about putting something on my child's head. I would have thought far more about putting something into my child's body.